You're live.
Okay, so we are out here doing a repair assessment for the Merriweathers. We have some concerns about the repairability of this shingle. It's March 6th, 2026, 67 degrees, and it's 11 miles, the wind's at 11 miles per hour. All these standards are set by the NAFE for the repairability assessment method by Chad Williams. And so essentially I have my shingles marked out here. My pink shingle marked is my assessment shingle, which I will be removing and reinstalling just to assess the repairability of these shingles. And the green, I have everything marked out of shingles that have to be manipulated and could be impacted during the repair assessment. In my orange chalk, I will be marking any kind of condition changes to these shingles and just kind of remarking those throughout the video. So I'm going to start off by using my flat bar. It's called a claverine. I like this flat bar specifically due to the low angle. It does less damage or changes the condition less of the shingles as we're unsealing these and removing fasteners. So this is my preferred tool. I've documented my other tools being a hammer, a soft brush for my control area and repair area in case I need to test any granular loss and things like that. So we're gonna get started now and kind of go from here. So start off by unsealing our assessment shingle. And I start under one of the appliques at the thicker portion of the shingle. And right here, already a little bit loose, so that gives me just a nice little start. Come across and gently unseal the shingle. Okay, so when removing and doing this assessment, per the assessment manual or instructions, we are basically going to unseal number four here, to give us room to install our shingle. Just once again, making sure we're not damaging any of these shingles or changing the condition of them at all. So I'm gonna come over here a little bit. And we try to go as easy as we can with breaking the sealant here. We got number 4 unsealed there. Now we're going to unseal number 3. Find a good entry point here. Okay, so right here we've already kind of run into a little issue that I'll document, but we have a slight tear on number 3. I'm going to go ahead and continue to unseal this one. Oh, there we go. We have number 3 that just had a slight tear to it, which I'm going to document here. We're going to strike number 3 with a T for tear. So we've documented our tear on number 3. Now we're going to start unsealing 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once again, starting under one of our sawtooths or applique. That's to try to not tear these shingles. Sometimes as the oils have leached out over time, they just do become brittle, which makes them less repairable. Start unsealing number 6 here. And we unseal the entire shingle versus just the corner because we do have to have pliability or be able to manipulate the shingle as to insert or install new shingles and install or remove and install fasteners. I'm going to go under number 8 here. Once again, you get these hard spots. Try not to force it too much. Now we have number 8 unsealed, so all we have left is number 7 to unseal, and then we can start removing our fasteners. Okay, so we now have all of our shingles unsealed what I'd like to do at this time is just kind of do a quick check of any mat transfer that could have occurred when unsealing. I believe we have a small spot here on number 4 that I'll address. Number 6 is maybe okay. We'll kind of take a secondary look at these once the assessment shingle is out as well. Gives us a little more room to work. Go ahead and continue to remove our fasteners here. So I'm going to go under our assessment shingle to remove the fasteners that hold it in under 5. Whenever I lift these shingles, I try to lift at the applique or the sawtooth as to not in the thinner portion of the shingle to tear anything, and also try to lift with the back of my hand the best that I can to my ability. So we want to first fastener, second, third. So our fasteners are coming out okay, not having any pull-throughs as of now. Pull-through is when you're removing the fastener and the shingle goes over it due to its brittleness. Alright, so we have all of our fasteners removed from under 5 and 6. So we will now move on to under 7 and 8. Now 7 and 8 have less pliability because they do not have the shingle above unsealed. Once again, we're trying to just manipulate the fewest shingles as possible. All right, so right here, I'm gonna stop real quick. I have a pull through on number 5. So PT, strike number 5 is being, condition has been changed on this. Sometimes I use my flashlight to try to get a little bit better photos here, just to try to help document everything properly. Just a little bit. It's a little difficult to photograph. Documented our pull through on number 5 here. All right. Let's fasten it here. Fine. And this should be 1 or 2 more here. Okay, so right here now we have a tear around the fastener on number 5 as well. even right here. So we now have a slight tear on number 8 too, just from me trying to lift the shingle to document some of this. So we are going to document that as well. Over here. Number 5 tore when removing the fastener on the right side. Oh. We also had a tear in number 8. Tear when gently lifting shingle number 8. All right. Fastener out. We had our original tear here. 5. So we got one more fastener here on number 6. All right, so all of our fasteners at this time should be removed. Put my flat bar up here and try to slide this shingle out, our assessment shingle. Came out just fine. So we've removed our assessment shingle now. What I like to do while I'm up here is document length, size, everything. Yeah, it looks like we are at a standard metric size of the shingle. Sure, I can get a better photo of it. So we documented our size here. While I had that shingle out, I like to check our underlayment to ensure that there is no damage. This time I'm also going to check for a little bit more thorough inspection of our unsealing of the shingles to see if any of the conditions of them were changed. So kind of getting down right here, I'm checking. We have some mat transfer right here, which would have come from our assessment shingle, but also affects number 2. So with that being said, this does change the condition of number 2. That seems to be okay. I'm gonna check our underlayment. Once again, lifting that, under the applique. We do have felt paper on the roof, and it was not affected. Picture. Felt paper was not affected by removing the shingle. mat transfer from assessment shingle to number 2. Doing all right filming over there?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Alright, so now we're going to check using our flashlight here. And I get like a little thinner flashlight, try to get down as low as I can to kind of check any of our mat transfer, which we do have right here on number 4. It did change the condition of this shingle at this point. Mat transfer here, and mat transfer here, and mat transfer here. Try to get pictures of the bottom of the shingle. It can be a little bit more difficult. Go. Mat transfer on shingle number 4. We're going to continue on with checking the rest of our shingles here. Mat transfer again here from 4 to 6. Mat transfer from shingle 4 to 6. Just trying to document where that transfer came from. Some more down here. All right, so continue on with checking these out here. Looks like number 8 did okay. Never mind the. Nope, that one's okay. All right, now we need to check number 5 and number 7 over here, hand 3. We do have some mat transfer. Just change the condition of shingle 1 and 3. Mat transfer from shingle 1 to shingle 3. looks like number 7
has a little
right there. So, not as severe as some of the other ones, but I want to make sure we document all condition changes. Now strikes out number 7. Mat transfer from shingle 5 to shingle 7. And you can actually see in this photo where that mat transfer created a hole, and you can see the sunlight through it. Make sure All right, so this time we've kind of assessed everything. The condition of every shingle at this point has been affected by just removing the shingle. At this time, we're going to, just to complete the assessment, reinstall this this current shingle, which we also mark some mat transfer here. Easier to see on this one being out. Mat transfer on assessment shingle. Mat transfer has exposed fiberglass matting. Alright, so we know our shingle fits because we already we're just basically reinstalling our assessment shingle and not installing a new shingle for this time for our repair assessment here. So we know that this fits. We get it slide in, set in place, and we will begin adding or reinstalling our new fasteners. So, once again, we try to lift these shingles as little as possible. I do have to, per shingle manufacturer's specifications, install fasteners flush to the decking. That being said, that means I do have to at least lift the shingle high enough to install the fastener and a little higher to have a strike zone or a move so I don't chip the edge of the shingle. Make sure to document that real quick. Down here. All right, so we're going to start installing our fasteners now. Traditionally, we would be installing a new shingle here if we were actually doing a true repair. I am having to avoid holes, but to say that for when I install my fasteners up here over 5 and 6, I'll have to be maneuvering around the old nail holes, which I will fill with roof cement just to prevent any kind of leaks. Also, I'll do for our repair assessment shingle, but in a true roofing repair, those holes have to be addressed up here. That being said, if they were pull-throughs, it would be even bigger holes than just from removing the shingle. I mean, a fastener, sorry. Old one. Once again, try not to lift these shingles any more than I have to. So I lightly tapped it. I didn't do any real damage, just a very, very slight chip. But that is something to consider when doing repairs, is that human error. We can just tap another shingle around it and change the condition of that shingle as well. So this time I'm going to be going under 7 and 8. They have less pliability and more resistance due to the shingles above them not being unsealed. So I try to be as careful as I can with these. And that being said, I've got delamination right here on number 7 that I'll document. Alright, so let's take a second. Delamination. Delamination occurred in 2 areas when installing the first fastener under number 7. Getting our fasteners installed here.